Sweaty and welcome to be my guest, the program which brings you successful stories of entrepreneurs, artists and business people in both domestic and international arenas. I'm Sorosha Ratanapian. And currently, I am standing in front of the art gallery that is Yanaghat Villa, situated on Yanaghat Road. And in this episode of the program, I will introduce you to a professional photographer, Lepa, and who is the main driver of Bangkok Beauties. And we're learning how did these charms of Thailand have brought her to this country for this project of hers. And right now I'm with Lepa, the professional photographer, and she's here with us in Thailand now. Swadika.
Swadika.
So first of all, Lepa, could you introduce yourself to our fans?
I'm Macedonian. I came from Macedonia. I'm a photographer. I studied photography in Italy, in Milan. I finished 2009. Since then, I've been living in London, working in London as fashion photographer. The last year I spent in Singapore. I was doing the same work there, and while I was there, I also came many times to Bangkok to shoot my project, Bangkok Beauties.
Okay, I see, okay. Talking about the subject and your choice of the study of being a photographer, so why did you choose to do photo shoot, at the first place?
I have always grown up with the culture of cinema and art, so I always knew I wanted to work in arts. Photography was mostly a choice because my father had a camera, so I started using the camera, then took some courses, and then met great people that I could go around and shoot with. So it just came to myself naturally, and after that, I decided to take a school on that and to take it, more professionally and to learn the skills. And yes, now I think it's not even a choice, it's just what I know how to do best.
I see, okay. Can you share with us the happiness or experiencing of, being a photographer?
It's a hard work. But the good thing is that there is always new inspiration. So each time when I have a project, I'm very excited. And so it makes me, go to research all the time and also to see like the newest movies who are coming out, searching for inspiration, going to exhibitions, looking for inspiration, going back to art and history of art, so just doing the research and looking for inspiration is amazing. And then on the day of the shoot is also very exciting because I like to work with people and I always meet new exciting people in each shoot, and that is really great. I mean, I love doing it.
Okay, and in your idea, so what or how a good photographer should be?
Oh, I don't know. I think each one is different, and I met many good photographers in London because I assisted many photographers. I think, but mostly I like photographers who are individual, who take it as an art, even if they do fashion photography. And people who are not afraid of the opinion of the audience, but who mostly do it because they love doing it. So the photographers I like are the ones who are introducing new ideas and who are different. And yes, and I would say contemporary, but I think it's important that one does something with passion and then you can see it in the work.
I see, okay, so you have listed so many important words as, for a person to be a photographer, like innovation, and also the inspiration, the new ideas, and also sharing experiences with a professional, okay, in the industry. Now, what about your personal lifestyle?
I like quiet evenings at home with my boyfriend. I like to cook. I like to go to exhibitions. I like to read books. But then I also like to party. It's just when I'm working, I cannot allow myself to party too much. So depends on each project. I think I change. As a character, I change a lot. So depends on what I'm doing. I think my lifestyle changes. Like in Bangkok, I had a really different experience from, from the professional shoots in London. So yeah, I think it changes.
Okay, so this is very interesting. So how do your lifestyle or how you are, has changed on the situation or the country or the people that you work with?
Yes, it does change. Like in some countries, you need to be, always you need to be professional, of course, and you need to keep your word. So if you say you're going to do something, you need to do that the best way you can, of course. I would say that Asia is very different than Europe, because in Europe you do everything through email and you meet with people and discuss ideas as well, but it's mostly Skype or email because people are busy. It's a very busy lifestyle. While Asia is more relaxed, so you actually have the time and people have the time to meet you in person, and that gives different vibration to the whole collaboration.
I see, okay. So different working lifestyle should be adapted to different places. So because you travel around the world, both in Asian and also Western countries. Now, talking about your previous projects or works then, could you share us your performance and also your works in the past?
Yes, I worked in Milan with theater backstage and also doing portraits. It's a very important theater in Milan. It's the Piccolo Teatro Streller. So because I also had some background doing acting in theater, so when I was supposed to choose a project that I want to do, of course I was attracted very much to theater, so I would like to hang out with those kind of people, so I choose to do that project. Then I was doing an individual project on how I felt, because, in a big city like Milan, you have a lot of friends and everything, but I think after a while just being alone, you become a bit demonized, from all the smoking and drinking, okay? And then I did a series which was an exhibition that is called Urban Heroines. And that shows the young woman in a big city that turns into this kind of demon by, being so self-obsessed. And, but then we also searched, then I also searched into inspiration in cinema, so I turned them into characters like the corpse bride, and there was a lot of makeup and also styling involved. I always like to involve other people in my project. And yes, Corpse Bride, and the wife of Frankenstein, Pocahontas, so some famous heroes from the cinema that we know.
Okay, so that was one project in Milan.
Yes.
So what about any other projects in different countries?
I did a series on post-orgasmic, that is like the woman after sex. Okay. And then I did collaborations with many young designers, that is in fashion. I did collaboration with young designers also from Paris and from Milan, London, and I worked also for some magazines. I did a portrait series for Disorder magazine. It's a series on the famous showgirls Sing the Pink. They're very famous. They perform in Soho in London, so that was also great.
Okay, so you have worked in different, actually, with different industry.
Yes.
Say in fashion industry.
Yeah, in fashion and portraiture for me, people are very important. So also in fashion, I really like to connect with people and always like to give character to the things I do.
I see.
And yes, I like to work. So I like mostly to do portraits and to work some artworks, to realize some ideas,
Okay. So are there any differences, in working with different people in different industries?
Yes and no. You're always the same. I always take very seriously everything I do, so I do not underestimate anything.
I see.
So I think it's similar. The preparations are always there. I always prepare a lot for everything because I like doing it. So, and yes, and then the contact is also always important to keep in contact with who you're working with. So everyone knows what they're doing.
Ah, okay, I see. Now, what about the projects that you are undergoing right now, okay, in Thailand? So could you tell us more about that?
So the Bangkok Beauties is a series of portraits of the glamorous, alluring, and most popular entertainers in the nightclubs of Bangkok. It is a series of female stories, which I think were pretty much fantasy. So I did not take the inspiration from the real world, but mostly took it from the cinema divas of the 60s, like Greta Garbo and Marilyn Monroe and Brigitte Bardot. I'm inspired by their beauty and all the artifice that is used into creating that type of woman. And once I see the shows of the entertainments in Maggie Choo's, I decided that is a good idea for a project because they still have the same energy and characteristics, of adorning their face and body in order to strike the spirit, or to just, to compel some emotion. And and that's how this series was done.
Okay, and the series is titled Bangkok Beauties.
Bangkok Beauties.
So we are really wondering why Bangkok then?
Bangkok is very electrifying, lively city, and I think people here have a lifestyle of generosity, of openness, and I do like that.
Okay, so it's the vibrancy and also the lifestyle that Bangkokians are doing. So that impress you?
I don't know how was it in the past, but right now to me it seems very alive, this city, and people are full of energy and they really like what they do. I mean, I'm talking about the entertainers. So there is so much positive energy there and so much glamour that is created that, it's like those people are very strong individuals.
I see.
And I'm always actually looking for something different and for something individual, and I found it in those women.
Okay, what about the concept that you are trying to convey in this series?
Yes, the concept is feminine, is about fragility, is about, being vulnerable, also about being strong and, making your own decisions, but it's also not very typical about their character. It's mostly, we try to find some character outside of themselves, So it is the invented character, is their fantasy, is the character that they have created.
Okay, so from the past work that you have shared with us, so your works focus a lot on women, femininity, and also the fantasy and the films and your love and passion in theatre as well.
Yes.
Okay, but for now it's time for a short break. We're right back and we'll learn more about maybe other projects of you, in the future. So please stay tuned on Be My Guest.